Hello there, welcome back to the Doctor Who Retrospective. I'm Scotty, you are not. I don't know. Thought I'd be goofy for once. For once. So, we are now on Series 3, Episode 13, The Last of the Timelords. The Series 3 finale, where lots of things are going to happen. Some revelations are made. No matter how much Russell T Davies wants to backpedal on them, you said it, you can't take it back. It's true. Oh, he did backpedal on one thing. We'll get to it. Anyway, so following what happened at the end of the last episode, Martha Jones has been on her own for 1 year, 365 days. She's been on her own. She meets up with this guy named Thomas Milligan, who back in his old life was a podiatrist, I think. So she does make the joke, great, I'm traveling with a doctor. The Master basically has the word on martial law. He controls everything. Yeah. And so Martha's parents and Captain Jack come up with a plan to try to get his laser screwdriver, but it doesn't work because it's encoded to his DNA only. It's like that's just a little bit of a waste of time there. But Martha's going around. I really should have. I looked her name up and I didn't write it down. I should have wrote it down. Wait. Doctor. Master. Aha! It's on the thing. Professor Doherty. So, with Tom, Martha seeks out this Professor Doherty who's going to help her. She confides in Professor Doherty that the doctor whispers something to her. She is creating this weapon, a gun that takes 4 different vials to power it. And she's going to use that to kill the Master. That's her plan. She's been going around the world for an entire year, spreading word. People know who she is. They say she could kill the Master. Can she? I don't know. The Master is once again playing music. He likes to do. He played music when he activated the Toglophane. Yes, Toglophane. So he played my music here. They capture a Toglophane, and this is where we find out that the Toglophane. So as the Doctor said, the TARDIS could only travel from 100 trillion, the year 100 trillion, and now, which means he could go back to the end of the world. You can go back to that, the end of the year 100 trillion. And he took all those peoples and he turned them into the Toglophane. Apparently they have one single mind that are kind of like children, because while the one that they're talking to is not specifically the kid that I mentioned in the last one, but the thing does say, this guy's not made of diamonds. They're not made of diamonds. It can't be. Like they're all kind of fused together, I guess. That's what the Toglophane are. And I should also mention the Toglophane was a name he made up for them, because I guess it's a Gallifreyan urban legend, the Toglophane, which is why the Doctor freaks out when he says it. What? Because it's a Gallifreyan legend, urban legend. Not real. They're not real. But yeah, so he says she tells Professor Doherty the plan, and she and Tom go off. By the way, Tom Milligan is played by Tom Ellis, better known as Lucifer Morningstar. Yes, from Lucifer. Yeah, this was his start, or not his start, but he's here. So she and Tom go and hide in his house, and she tells stories of the Doctor. But Mrs. Doherty, her son, is being held captive by the Master. So she tells them what she knows, and he shows up, personally to deal with it. Now, you are told this girl has a weapon that could kill you, albeit she only has 3 of the 4 components she needs. But, no. Instead, she goes out, he destroys the weapon, then is going to just shoot her. I'll bring this back up later when we get to the complications of this plan that the Doctor has. We'll get to it. Anyway, Tom jumps in the way and he dies. And then he decides, you know what? Master decides, you know what? The Doctor needs to see you die. Vanity, it's a thing. You know, you want to be pride, that thing. Oh, I'm going to kill you in front of the Doctor. Oh, that'll get you nowhere, Master Sir. No. Excuse me. So he's taken aboard the Valiant. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, after I should mention, this is what I was going to complain about. After the attempt at trying to stop him, he then ages the Doctor more. To the point that he is now just a little CGI creature thing in a cage. See, the makeup was fine, and then he becomes this little CGI creature thing, and it's just like, no, not look good. I mean, CGI in this show never looked good. It gets better, but this, no, it sticks like a sore thumb. Ow, mommy. But yeah, and then the whole plan is revealed, as if the Doctor would ask her to kill. Nope, she never had a weapon. It was all fake. She knew the Professor Doherty about Professor Doherty's son, and she knew that Professor Doherty would tell the Master where they were. Yeah. And she's been going around the world spreading the word, and the word is Doctor. And so the plan is that the satellite thing that was sending the signal to, vote for me, is now set up, I guess, to respond to one word, Doctor. And everyone saying it at the same time, exact same moment, including people on there, Martha's family, Jack, and even Mrs. Saxon. Like, it's compelling them. I guess they do explain with her that he brought her with him to the year 100 trillion. I guess something snapped in her brain or something. Like, she was his companion. And yeah, it's sort of like with Rose and Martha, where they have a thing for the Doctor. This is taken way too out. She's cuckoo pants at this point, basically. We see now. I told you how goofy she is and how the actress does it very well. Does it say there? Right here. Alexandra Moen. I think that's what it says. She's great. And the cast list is just right here. The Doctor, David Tennant. Martha Jones, Freeman Agyeman. Captain Jack Harkness, John Barrowman. The Master, John Sim. I almost said John Saxon, but that's a different guy. And he's done as the Master, not just Harold Saxon. But, Keith Jones. Gugu Mbatha Raw. There's the name. Not a bad name, mind you. That's just a name. It's a good name. It's a name. It's an African name. She's British, but it's an African name. I went to school with people from Ethiopia that had different, I'd say weird, but different names, And one of his names was Agila. Interesting names in different cultures. It's interesting. I always found it interesting. I always found it was weird, but I always found it more interesting than weird. Learning people's names, different cultures, all that stuff. It's cool. But it's cool, man. It's cool. But, where the hell was I? So yeah, the Doctor is turned back to normal. Thank God, CGI Abomination was really freaking me out. But, yeah. So, then they are able to use the TARDIS to reverse everything to right after Winter was killed. Save that. He doesn't get to be saved. But they can go back to there. So the only people who remember that entire year are everyone in the center of it. Everyone else forgot it. And people are still alive. Tom is technically still alive now because the year hadn't happened. Everyone there still remembers that I can speak English. Francine, that's Martha's mom, tries to shoot the master, but she can't do it. The doctor talks her out of it and she can't do it. She's not that kind of person. And then Lucy shoots him. Having gone to the brink, the edge, and remembering everything that happened, she shoots him. And the master refuses to regenerate and dies in the doctor's arms. I feel like they change the rules of regeneration all the time. Sometimes it just starts to happen and you can't control it. Other times, like when Capaldi regenerates, he's like, oh, all right, just one more. Like they can control it. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. He just does not. He dies in the doctor's arms. And he gets a Jedi funeral where he's burned on a pyre, which is kind of cool. I want that. When I die, I want a Jedi funeral outside on a pyre. Burn my body. Put my ashes in an urn. My picture on it going like this. And give it to my son and tell him he has to put it on his mantle so that everybody who walks in has to see this. That's what I'll do. I'm going to tell him that. That's what it's going to be. Like that. I'll be like that. What's that? Oh, that's my dad. It's in his will. I gotta write that down. It's gotta go in my will. I want that like that. Yeah, so they'd probably just cremate me. I don't know. They wouldn't do the Jedi. I'm not gonna burn me out in the field or something. I don't know. Anyway, he gets that, and then shit goes down, man. Then my son nearly pooped his pants. This is a revelation that Russell T. Davies has backpedaled on so much. It's just that people are starting to believe his BS about this. Like, oh, well, I never actually said he was. But to do this, no. I'm one of those who believe that it's true. What are you talking about? We'll get to it. So, everyone is talking, Doctor, Martha, Jack. The doctor offers Jack to join him, and he says, nah, I gotta get back to Torchwood. Something I gotta do. And then the doctor makes it so his vortex manipulator doesn't work, because we can't have fun times. And, what about me? Can you fix me? He goes, no, can't do that. What happens if I get older? I can't die, but if I get older, gray hair. Vanity, I guess. I was a poster boy once for the Bo-Shang Peninsula. Cute little place. I was a poster boy there. Lovely people. The face of Bo, they called me. I tell you, the look on not only my son's face, but Martha's face is priceless, because the doctor doesn't really do anything. He is like, but her go from to like what? Yeah, this is a revelation that Russell T. Davies has backpedaled on. I'm sorry. Headcanon, he's the face of Bo. It makes sense. I think I mentioned this. Capaldi's doctor travels to the very end of time where nothing else exists. There's only one person left in existence that exists. That person is not Jack Harkness. It's someone else. It's me. You won't get that, but it's me. It's me. You won't get that till later, but it's me. It's me. So yeah, as much as he wants to backpedal, no, Jack is the face of Bo. It makes sense. That we were going to have him come back for something in Series 6. I'll talk about when we get to that episode, but supposedly it's a rumor that was supposed to happen, but he was busy with Torchwood. Anyway, so he says his goodbyes, and then Martha says her goodbyes. She's going to stay. She has this whole big speech about how she had a friend who was in love with someone who barely noticed her, which is an allegory for them, because he's still obsessed with Rose. So, yeah, and then she says her goodbye. She goes back. And I do like how Francine sort of accepts the doctor now, because he smiles at her and she smiles back. But yeah, and so the doctor takes off, and then the Titanic crashes into the TARDIS. What? What do you mean? You have to find out next time. There is a short, I'm just going to kind of go over it because it's really short. There's a mini-sode that comes in between this. When he turns on the TARDIS, he has problems, and it's called Time Crash. So his TARDIS connects with another TARDIS. His TARDIS, but in a different time. And it's the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison, his future father-in-law. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. And David Tennant's personal favorite doctor, so this was a giddy moment for him. They eventually fix it, and then the Titanic crashes in. So it's at that moment there. So, yeah. But what does the Titanic mean? How did it hit the TARDIS? Is he in the ocean? So what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave me comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and, well, I might as well do the special at least. Right? And after I do the special, I'll figure out if I want to continue. Now think about it. I kind of want to. I kind of want to keep going and just finish off David Tennant's run and then stop for a little while and come back with Matt Smith. It's an idea, and I got a little, free time right now. We'll see, but excuse me. Thank you for watching. I've been Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.